I am Melb from Space Channel 7. You can bow before me. No, actually, main point here is you may notice the video quality is slightly different now. That's because I had to switch to my camcorder because the battery is going to take a while to charge on the other camera. So apologies if the audio or video is slightly worse, and especially the lighting, which seems to be getting glarier. And it's quickly getting a bit darker here, but it'll probably vary. Anyway, let's put that away. And yes, that was from Poundland. Oh yes, the only special version of God of War. I haven't actually got around to 3 yet. I still get to play 2, well, beat 2 on the HD collection. Yeah, this version, it has the Essentials border, which I really don't like, but honestly, it kind of works here, because the cover is red and white, and the art is red and white. I mean, I would have preferred like a standard version, but weirdly, this had an offer on it, like it had like a sticker like, you know, 2 for 20 and all that. This had a sticker on it, but the regular version didn't, but hey, they're the same game in the first place. So, yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been like a Heavy Rain covered in the platinum cover, which just looks absolutely horrendous. The GTAs, playing 5, yeah, fun game so far. Don't really see a point to getting on PS4, because I don't own a PS4, as you may have seen over there. And the complete edition of GTA 4, which is pretty cool. Or did I say 5? Did I say 5 there or 4 there? I can't remember. I won't know until I play it back. Wow, that'll be fun to figure out. But yeah, no, American version of the complete edition, which contains everything. And I just find it funny the fact that at one point these were 360 exclusive, said they were exclusive, and then they became multi-format afterwards. So, you know, not all exclusives are exclusives. But, you know, it's a different argument. I don't want to get into that sort of thing. Here's the PS3 No More Heroes. Yes, took me a while to find this. I'm surprised I got a UK version as well, because it was really difficult to find, honestly. I think it's because it was published by Konami and there weren't many copies. Well, I think there were a lot of copies sold, but it's just not easy to find. Maybe it's because it's so good, people don't want to get rid of it. But yeah, fun game so far. And yeah, my hands get tired a lot from the move controls, so I tend to play it on the PS3 controller a lot, but, you know, yeah, still playable and such. Heavenly Sword, House of the Dead Overkill. Never played the Wii original, but this is pretty ace, and I did beat it. It's fun. Yeah, I heard there was an arcade version of it as well. That should be interesting to see. Hitman, Ico. Yeah, ace collections here. I kind of like the art on this one, actually. Yeah, it's just a nice painted piece. Yeah, and I only played it on these because, again, I don't have my PC runs Blood Money okay, but I don't use Steam a lot, honestly. I mean, I'll probably get into that in a mo, honestly, because most of the games I've actually gotten as gifts and not actually purchased myself because I don't buy digital games for the most part. Hitman Absolution. Yep, fun game. But that's probably the one I've gone into most next to Blood Money. I think Blood Money is slightly better because it's a bit more freeform, but, you know, this one's pretty good too. Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. I put it in the alternate case because why not? I did have the PS2 Ico at one point, but I didn't have enough memory card space to play it, so I thought that's another reason I get the PS3 collections, like say Jack and Daxter here, because I just don't have enough memory card space. I think this takes like 1,000 kilobytes, I think, because it's only like an 8 megabyte cards for PS2. I think there's like 64 megabyte ones, but I just haven't seen those around. And I don't know if there was a third party or not, because there was a horrific story. I know this was with a PS1 memory card, but it's kind of the same thing. I had an unofficial PS1 memory card, and then I had like several saves for Metal Gear Solid. Went back to play it one day, and the saves just disappeared. And that was due to it just being third party and unreliable. So this is why I use my PS3 now. So at least I can copy it to a USB and back it up that way. I have some stern words for this one here. The Infamous Collection, which I actually flipped to the inner covers because the outer covers are full of lies. Not lice, lies. But yeah, okay. What it actually lists on the back, I'll get that out here as a visual thing for later. Okay, what it lists, also in French, it lists, I don't know if you're able to see that, so I'll try and zoom in. It may not autofocus yet. Infamous 2 Festival of Blood, which I did already buy. And that's kind of important because it kind of leads into here. Additional character power-ups, extra missions and all that sort of stuff. So that sounded nice. But it turns out, all of that is a code, which I'd already used, so I don't feel bad about showing it. In fact, it's on the inside there. It's like, yes, I've already used this, so you cannot purchase this. But funny thing is, I actually got it when it was expired and the code still worked. So yeah, that's the only reason I'm holding on to this, because the code actually still worked, but I already owned Festival of Blood. So yeah, I actually had to get a US PSN account to get this, but yeah, it still works when you play it via a UK account, the actual game itself, not the downloading bit. But yeah, no, it's just kind of disappointing because, yeah, they advertise that the PlayStation Move is usable. That's only via a patch for the second one, so it's just 2 retail discs they stuffed in a box. You know, it's just kind of deceiving in some sort of way. But yeah, it wasn't bad, honestly. I just kind of wish I could get, you know, proper, you know, like the UK boxes and stuff. In fact, I may just print off my own boxes and stick 2 discs in there. But the art on the inside of the box is quite nice, so I might just keep it like that, honestly. Speaking of digital releases, Journey. I heard Journey was good. Then they did a box. Got it from America early. Then they did do a UK one eventually, but I haven't seen that one around as much. Yeah, it includes Flow and Flower, 2 very similar named games, but nothing to do with each other. So yeah, it's just nice to own these. You do have to install them, but they're on the same disc as well. And the reason I also turned in the cover is because they advertise like PlayStation Plus, and it's not a sticker. I hate it when they do that with certain games, like stick. Oh look, something you can download, so therefore it's not in the box anymore when you actually do it. It's like, yeah, don't do that. At least the manual's quite nice, where they detail the making of Journey, so that's at least something. Katamari Kingdom Hearts HD with the art book. Yep. £35 this was. Yeah, funny thing is, with money and games, I don't tend to spend a lot on games, but I tend to only spend a lot if the game contains like stuff that's worthwhile, because this contains a PS2 remake of a GBA game that wasn't released in this country. I think it was that one, whatever it's called, Chain of Memories, and the first game is the remix edition or something like that, which was never released in this country either, so I'm very pleased with that. And the art book's not half bad either, but it's disappointing the fact that the 2.5 collection only comes with a keychain, so I think I might just get the standard edition, but at least the game will still be there and fine. LA Noire, not just any LA Noire, the complete edition. See where this is going with this? Yeah, there's a lot of complete editions. Does that title imply that, ooh, lighting crazy there, seriously, apologies for that. Does that imply that the other versions are incomplete? Because that's kind of what that's kind of what they're saying here, honestly. Oh yeah, shiny text. But yeah, notice this includes all the cases and stuff, the bonus cases and like guns, like a Chicago piano or something like that. Yeah, fun game so far, and I've yet to beat it. Yeah, again, I'm very slow on playing these sorts of games, and I can't play this game for long periods of time, because otherwise it kind of goes into this routine of, you know, you pick up the thing, you investigate this, you know, you kind of have to take a break from it once in a while. So that's something. Last of Us, beat it, loved it. I will, oh yes, not to be sold separately, but I bought it separately, so ha! You know, can't get me now. I will get the PS4 version at some point, but only for the fact it's not the updated graphics, because, you know, it's gameplay before graphics for me, because, you know, actually there's a lot of people who care about graphics, but that's not me. Nice graphics are good, but, you know, it's gameplay that matters. As long as it's fun, that's a good thing. But no, we'll get the PS4 version at some point when I actually do get a PS4, when the PS4 is a bit more plausible to get, because I just don't... most of the games you can get on the PS3, it's because it contains Left Behind with it. So instead of just buying it separately, I can have it on the same disc along with all the commentaries and all that. So that's a nice complete little addition. What else is there? Lollipop Chainsaw and, oh, the only Spyro game on the PS3, which isn't bloody Skylanders. In fact, Skylanders isn't really like a Spyro game anymore, because they've kind of diminished him and just made it about this... just do not get me started on anything like Skylanders, because I swear it's one of the most horrible things to come out in a while. Like, it's this craze of buying figures for a game, and the light's going mad again. Buying figures for a game that you already own, and it's like a form of physical DLC where you have to put the figure on the thing, and the figures themselves look like absolute shit, to be honest. Like, I swear that what was the clone of it? Disney Infinity. Like, half the figures look drunk, like Sully from Monsters Inc. Like, his eyes like half open and like just kind of like he's kind of like moving from side to side. It's just it's not appealing. I mean, I know that Skylanders and Disney Infinity kids games, but still, you know, there has to be some kind of standard. Jeez, you know, it's just I hope they burn out like Guitar Hero did, because, you know, likely will. Anyway, Mass Effect Trilogy, yes, Best £40 I ever spent here. Yeah, this was a miracle to get because it was the last one in the shop and it was only £40. Even now, used copies are like £60, to be honest. Yeah, funny thing is I've only ever played... I've played through the first one on the 360, but then 2 and 3... Like, 2 I played on a separate copy, and then 3 I played on this trilogy. So I've yet to actually play... I'm going to start from the beginning and do like a bad, like evil sort of playthrough, so that should be fun. And I was really surprised again by EA because they give you Mass Effect 1 on a Blu-ray in a case and not just a code. Because if they did do a code, I'd be kind of mad, honestly, because that means I'd only have 2 of the games and have to buy the first game on another system. That's really weird that they released just the third on the Wii U, because they should have done a trilogy for that. That would have been awesome. But, oh well, yeah. And the other reason that makes this collection very good is because 2 comes with 6 hours of bonus content. I mean, there's like some download stuff, like what's his name, Zaid, or what his name, like a bonus crew member you get. But I already downloaded him, so it's kind of there. And he's just, in fact, yeah, it wasn't the most interesting mission, but it's okay, you know, as far as free stuff that comes with a game as well. And I'm slipping the case everywhere. I haven't damaged that. No, I haven't. Good. This is why bookends are risky to use, but I still use them. Metal Gear Solid HD, not much to say about that, but I've still yet to finish Peace Walker. So that's something. Yeah, I've never played the PSP original. It's kind of interesting you can actually transfer the saves between that and the PSP version, but I can't use my PSP much because... Wow, the lighting is going nuts today. I can't use my PSP much because the analog stick, as I said earlier, is broken. So games like this are unplayable. But yeah, no, having saves to transfer is an interesting thing. It's still strange to think this is also on the Xbox 360. I mean, think about it. 2 PS2 games and a PSP game on a Microsoft system. That's kind of weird and trippy when you think about it, but it's just me. And Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, as you may see, this is not the original cover to Metal Gear Solid 4. This is the 25th anniversary of Metal Gear version. Now, the reason I bought this is because it was the same back to the old one. What it actually does, it adds trophies, which isn't what I bought it for, but it actually adds all the, it dials down on the installing you have to do. Like, it doesn't load between each chapter now, which ups the pace, and that's really welcome. So you don't have to download several gigabytes of patches in order to play the game at, to load fast. It also comes with a kind of nice little poster which I put up there, and no, the camera won't let me see that, so that's a shame. But another collection nobody's probably heard of, Move Mindbenders. Yes, I couldn't believe this as well too. Yeah, it's what it is. It's Lemmings. What's the other 2 games? Echo Chrome 2 and Tumble. Not Tumblr, Tumble. It's Mr. Tumble. A reference to a bizarre video I just watched recently. Yeah, it's just 3 PSN games on a disc. Yeah, there's actually something in America called Best of PlayStation Network Volume 1, which includes Tokyo Jungle, which I really want to get. Yeah, again, I don't know why it wasn't sold here. So having it on any sort of physical format to just add to my shelf of growing stuff will be just fantastic, honestly. Let's see. Nier, which is underrated as hell. Highly recommended. Just a very bizarre semi-RPG slash action game. It's kind of unique in a way, I would say. I mean, I'd say anyone who's interested, anyone who thinks this cover looks interesting. I mean, I know you shouldn't judge by cover, but honestly, this is one that, you know, while Final Fantasy 13 was doing so well, this was just being kicked around, honestly. It's just unbelievable, honestly. But yeah, I would say go for this, because it's a good action game. Very good. Same with Ninja Gaidens. I mentioned the third one earlier. I've yet to beat these ones. I never played the... I mean, I played a bit of the Xbox original, but got stuck on this church boss, and I've just made it there again, so hopefully I'll be able to do it this time. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. I got this one because even though it's slightly more censored than the... Wow, the lighting is bad. Even though it's slightly more censored than the Xbox 360 version, because that was 18 and this is 16, improves the gameplay, adds more sequences, and doesn't make the difficulty so stupidly hard from what I saw. There's like a boss that explodes after you defeat it, and you have like only a few seconds to run away. At least that's what I heard. Other overlooked games, Ni no Kuni. Not really overlooked, but you know, not many people seem to talk about it now. Yeah, still one I need to beat, actually. Portal 2, Prince of Persia Trilogy. Oh, yes. This is an actual okay trilogy. Like, it's not as good as other ones, like the Jack and Daxter one, because it just feels a bit basic. I mean, look at that box art. It's just the 3 covers on the cover with a blue background. Yeah, it's just great. In fact, there's like a weird audio problem if you don't set it to surround sound. It will, like, the audio sounds all weird and echoey. So yeah, I thought I'd have to put a patch on that, but no, there's no patch for it, so that, which is a good thing. Unlike the Splinter Cell trilogy, which I used to own, the Splinter Cell trilogy was one of the worst ones I ever played, because the frame rate was unbelievably slow, which made it unplayable, and also the fact they didn't include any of the extra content they put in the PS2 versions, and the fact they had to patch in inverted camera controls, which is just... I don't use inverted camera controls, but when your original game includes inverted camera controls and you forget it, yeah, that's just not good. Yeah, this one wasn't bad either. I actually own the Wii one up there, and that's a completely different game. It's like this weird phase of the HD games being completely different to the Wii titles. But yeah, good game. Bit short, and it's kind of a movie tie-in sort of thing, but the movie wasn't that bad, actually. No, I'm not really sure why no one really talks about it, but yeah. Anyway, fun game. I like my platformers, as you can see by all the Ratchet and Clanks. Well, all of them except... what's it, that crappy RTS one, which I tried a demo of and absolutely hated. Q-Force, I think it was called. But yeah. Oh, and Deadlocked. I didn't like Deadlocked all that much, the PS2 one. Funny cutscenes, but not so good gameplay. So yeah, there's the trilogy, which, yeah, it's pretty good. Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, which you could only also get as a download, so I'm glad I found the disc. And Crack in Time. Yes, all very good games. I will replay all of these when I get a spare moment. Red Dead Redemption, Game of the Year. I did beat this, but I haven't beaten what was it? Undead Nightmare, that's it. Yeah, again, very solid collection there, actually. Yeah, it's funny, because before I owned just a disc of... Like, it was a UK disc of Red Dead Redemption, and then a Japanese disc of Undead Nightmare. But when I realised you could buy them together, I was like, screw it, I'll just buy them together. What else is there? There's, oh yeah, Rune Factory Oceans, which I heard is like Harvest Moon, but more playable with combat or something like that. Fun game so far. I've yet to play without the PlayStation Move, which may prove less hand irritating. One of the weirdest things, though, is this symbol back here. It says 12 plus that means discrimination, so this discrimination is this supposedly friendly game. That's the only game I own with that symbol. So, yeah, that's something to kind of find out. I don't know. Weird. Speaking of PSN only releases from, well, next to Quest for Booty, in terms of the early big games you could get on PSN, was Siren Blood Curse, which no one seems to talk about either. Pretty damn creepy game, but it can get very clunky like most horror games. There's this thing with horror games and clunky controls. It's why I can't play the older Resident Evils. I did finish 4, which I actually skipped by. But also I apologise if you can hear singing off camera, but that's just my sister because she likes to sing. Anyway, yeah, fun game so far. I will finish this, and it includes like an exclusive behind the scenes only on the Blu-ray, so that's at least something. What else is there? Shadows of the Damned, game buried by EA, but a very good horror game actually, sort of a shootery sort of thing. I did beat Lollipop Chainsaw, but I haven't beaten this yet, so this will take for a while longer. Oh yeah, Skyrim, yes. I know this isn't the PC one, but as I said earlier, my PC can barely run Sniper Elite V2, so that's why I opted for the PS3 run, and also because I was several hours in. Like, surprisingly in this one, they actually fixed all the glitches, like the backwards flying dragons, because they didn't demand a patch, so this is all fixed in this version. It includes every bit of DLC, which is very good. I mean, I know it's not much, but I'd rather have good DLC rather than just a bunch of crap weapons you have to download for like 40 pence each or whatever. So, yeah, that's something. Sly Cooper, awesome. I love my somewhat stealthy platformers. I just finished this one. I don't own a Vita yet, so I can't use that. In fact, that's like a 3 GB game, so that would actually take up more of the Vita memory card than I dare ask. Really, Sonic Generations, Tales of Symphonia Chronicles. I never played the GameCube original because the GameCube original is really, really, really expensive. Well, not really, really expensive, but expensive for a GameCube game because the original's like £30. and so's the sequel on the Wii. But you can get them both together on the PS3 for £30. I know it's not really... I'm not really much of like a purist when it comes to certain games, but I'm thinking, well, if I can play them and they're good versions and they're all together in like one little box, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll go for it. There's no manual though, which makes some of the stuff a bit confusing to learn, but I'm getting into it well enough. Because before this I had Tales of Grace's F, so I'd probably be able to, get into the gameplay more with this. So that's something. Oh yeah, that's a collector's edition in a big box, and it kind of sticks out above all the other PS3 games, which is nice. Oh yeah, Time Crisis. Yes, I love my rail shooters. I like the fact that this comes with 2 extra games. Deadstorm Pirates, which is hilarious, and Time Crisis 4. In fact, I actually own a light gun for Time Crisis 4, the big orange one. I got it for £2 in a bargain bin. I realised it was like worth 60 these days. But I think that's like with the sensors, because it didn't come with the sensors, so maybe that's why it was so cheap. Anyway, this is a printed cover because this is a review copy, as you can tell by the giant red text all over it. Like, it's a real disc, Time Crisis Rising Storm. It's just so, I got this for £2 as well, so it was kind of a lucky day in terms of light gun shooters. It's 18 rated in Germany. Weird. Anyway, what else is there? Oh yes, Tomb Raider trilogy. Yeah, just all the Tomb Raider games in one disc. Awesome. With a bunch of extra stuff. I know they did like a 360 version, but all it was just all the 360 games you can get really cheap, just bundled into one box and just sold at high prices. Like, oh, Tomb Raider 1. Not Tomb Raider 1. Tomb Raider, the reboot. It's kind of strange, you know. Tomb Raider. Anyway, yeah. Only annoying thing with this box is this game exclusive Explore pack, because I actually bought this on the day of release for trading in some other games, and I got it super cheap. I think £20 or so. Yeah, very good game actually. But I'm kind of ashamed there's no Wii U version, because honestly, there's a lot of pausing and map management. So I think, you can, because you have to mark the map to get to certain treasures and stuff. So I thought that would probably help with the gamepad, but they just seem to ignore the Wii U. Oh, what's Uncharted doing there? Because I have, all 3 Uncharteds. Kind of glad they're calling the 4th one Uncharted 4 and not just Uncharted. That would just be confusing. Because, this is Uncharted, this is Uncharted 2, this is Uncharted 3, next one's Uncharted 4, not Uncharted. That's kind of like going in a weird loop. Oh yeah, and also with Uncharted 2, this is a printed case with a review copy, and it's 16 in Germany again. Weird. Anyway, so yeah, kind of a nice little find there. This was actually, the disc itself, this was in a jewel case for like 75p, so I got it super cheap that way. I don't know why, I tend to get a lot of games from charity shops. There's just some weird stuff I find, especially on the PC front, but not PS3 much, because I don't know many people who trade their PS3 games into charity shops. So even if it is PS3 games, all I see are traded as sports games, honestly. But yeah, what else is there? Valkyria Chronicles, a game I've yet to beat, but yeah. No, I'm not normally into strategy-ish sort of games. It's not really strategy. It's more like, being very smart with your moves and such. And yeah, it's brilliant, really. Vanquish, I finished that recently, and that has a nice 3D cover in 3D. Yeah, 3D in 3D. Yeah, that's genius. And one that might be not considered very good, X-Blades. Now, the reason I got the PS3 one is because it comes with like an extra stage or whatever. I don't know why. It's just. This is by South Peak, I think, who published Two Worlds. I'm actually looking for Two Worlds 2 because that actually looked fun compared to Two Worlds 1. I don't know why, but yeah, I just like these sorts of, again, low-budget, weird games that no one heard of. Well, this was like everywhere in 2008, and then the people just forgot about it. And there is actually a sequel called Blades of Time, which again I'm looking for, and there's like a PC version with all the stuff included, but I'll look for the console version because I'm like, and that was published by Konami. So, yeah, no one seemed to hear of that, honestly. That sequel got no advertising whatsoever. And next to it is my very tiny PSP collection, which is not really worth mentioning except for, Crisis Core, Daxter, Ratchet, Burnout Legends, Dissidia, and the Sega collections and the GTAs and all that sort of thing. Again, not very small, and there were no Vita games there because I do not own a Vita, as stated earlier.